Usain Bolt ran 9.58 seconds in 2009. And for more than 16 years, sprinting has been trapped underneath that number. Every generation says the record is finally in danger. Every new star gets compared to Bolt. Every fast season brings the same question. Is 9.58 finally under threat? But here's the problem. The closer you look at the record, the more impossible it becomes. Bolt did not just beat the field. He changed what sprinting looked like.
Belly.
August 16, 2009. Bolt was already the Olympic champion. He already owned the world record. He had already made 9.69 look casual in Beijing. Then Berlin happened. 9.58. Not a tiny improvement. Not a photo finish record. A full 11 hundredths of a second faster than his own world record. In the 100 meters, that is enormous. That is why the number still feels unreal today. Not because nobody has run fast since.
They have.
Sprinting has become deeper, cleaner, and more global. But nobody has gotten close enough to make 9.58 feel normal. That is where the modern sprint era gets interesting. Look at the names chasing the shadow. Noah Lyles has the biggest global profile. Olympic champion, world champion, a showman who believes he can push sprinting into another era. Kishane Thompson has the rawest 100-meter speed. His 9.75 made him one of the fastest men ever, and suddenly Jamaica had a new monster in the event. Oblique Seville proved he could beat the biggest names when everything lined up. Akani Simbine keeps showing up in finals and running elite times with terrifying consistency. Ferdinand Omanyala has already run 9.77 and remains one of the most explosive sprinters alive. And then there is Letsile Tebogo, Olympic 200-meter champion, African record holder, a sprinter with relay speed, 400-meter strength, and a calmness that makes him look dangerous before he even accelerates. On paper, this looks like the strongest sprint era since Bolt, but that does not mean the record is falling. Here is the gap nobody wants to say out loud. 9.58 is not one great race away for most of these athletes. It is several miracles stacked together. A sprinter needs a perfect reaction, perfect drive phase, perfect transition, perfect top speed, perfect weather, legal wind, no injury,
no hesitation.
And even after all of that, they still need to run faster than everyone in history by a distance that looks small on a clock, but massive on a track. Paris 2024 showed the depth of the modern 100 meters. The final was brutal. Everyone was fast. The margins were tiny. The race felt like the future. But the winning time was 9.79. That is incredible. It is also still 21 hundredths of a second away from Bolt. In sprinting, 21 hundredths is not a crack in the door. It is another room. So, who is actually the threat? Not the most famous name. Not the loudest name. Not even the athlete with the best highlight reel. The real threat has to combine two things: proven speed under 9.80 and enough runway to keep improving. That puts Kishane Thompson at the top of the list. He has already entered rare territory. If anyone in the current field can drag the conversation below 9.70 again, it is him. Noah Lyles is dangerous because he performs under pressure, but 9.58 asks for more than championship composure. Tebogo is the wild card. His 200-meter talent is enormous, and his range is absurd. But until his 100-meter ceiling moves closer to the very top, Bolt's record is still a different conversation. Omanyala and Simbine are elite. Seville is dangerous. Bednarik has speed. The field is loaded. But Bolt's record is not just surviving because sprinting got worse. It is surviving because 9.58 may be the most perfect sprint ever run. So is Usain Bolt's 9.58 finally under threat?
Not yet.
But the chase is becoming more serious. The next warning sign will not be someone running 9.90. It will not even be 9.80. The moment that changes everything is 9.69. Because once a modern sprinter gets back into that territory, the record stops being mythology and becomes a target again. Until then, every fast man in the world is still running underneath a ghost from Berlin. And that is what makes Bolt different. He did not just set the record. He left the entire sport trying to explain it.